Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Fitness Podcast, your source for all things fitness. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Pete Meyer on the line, and he is founder and CEO over Healthy Finds. Pete, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Oh, man, so I'm excited to get into what you're doing today over at Healthy Finds and how you're helping connect innovative brands with consumers. And I'm excited myself once I discovered what you were all about because I want to learn some of these brands too, and we're going to go into that today. But before we do that, just to give the audience a little bit of an overview, tell us a little bit more about your company, Healthy Finds, please.
Sure. So we've worked in the natural health space for I guess about 16 years now. And as part of that, we go to the Natural Expo shows. People call them Expo East, Expo West. And there's these gigantic shows filled with booths with all kinds of companies. And everyone in the natural health space. You have the mass foods, you've got supplements, you've got beauty products. And every year that we would go, we would see these amazing brands led by pioneers, small companies doing really cool things. And we had never heard about them before. And if we hadn't heard about them, we knew that the health-conscious consumer, the person who goes to Whole Foods or the local organic market, would love to find out about these products, and it's really hard to do that. If you're a small company who come out with a great new product, you can't compete against Unilever or Procter & Gamble or whatever it might be to get people to find out about you. So we wanted to figure out if there was something that we could do to help solve that problem.
Awesome. And I want to go further into the platform. So tell us how it works, because I know some of the people out there are looking for new brands and looking to connect. And by the way, we have both types of listeners. So there's a big fitness audience. So we have people that have products that wanna reach a larger audience. Then we have people that they want to consume. They want to find new innovative brands. So how does it work?
Sure, absolutely. So we have a membership program, a subscription program for consumers. So people find out about us because we're usually doing a giveaway with one of the great brands that we work with. The giveaways are usually snacks. We work with companies like Rule Breaker Snacks, which they make these, I don't know if they call them cookies or brownies or kind of like in the middle, but they're made out of chickpeas, which I got to tell you, I was a little skeptical. I'm like, I love chickpeas, but chickpea brownies? But they're really good. That is one case where I didn't think it would work out, but it did. And we also work with Brownie Brittle. That's one of the Shilajit's Brownie Brittle, one of the bigger brands, which is not necessarily healthy in and of itself, but it's a lot healthier to have a Brownie Brittle than to eat brownie or eat a cookie with all the calories in it. So what we do is we have a program where people can try it, usually for free. And then after that, they pay us either $4.95 a month to $9.95 a month, depending if they sign up for a year or if they do it month by month. And in return for that, they get to try all these different products for free. So in a month, they might try $120 worth of products for free. They might get gift cards and discount codes for another $100 to $150 worth of savings on these different products. We don't sell. We're not a retailer. We're not trying to create a new black box between the consumer and the brand. Our goal is to find the consumer who wants to improve their health, who wants to eat a little healthier, wants to use a slightly better product, and match them with the coolest, most innovative brand out there. And once they try that product, then it's up to them to go to Amazon and buy some more, or we usually give them a $10 discount code to go directly to the brand so that they can support the small brands who are really the companies that are making the changes in the space. Because especially in natural food, the large brands don't innovate. The way they innovate, for the most part, is they buy smaller brands. If you want to find the cutting-edge products, the products that are truly focused on health, not on putting a buzzword on the package or trying to make what you've always done, do a tiny tweak to make it sound healthier than it probably is. If you want to find the products where the maker cares more about health, more about quality, and then figures out the marketability second, those are the small brands. Those are the brands led by those pioneers, and those are the brands that we work with. And that's a big part of the fun of what we do is we get to work with some really amazing people and some really amazing brands.
Oh, man, that sounds awesome. And what a great story, by the way, because I know how, shelf space in a supermarket, I mean, that's not the easiest thing to do. And for a small, depending on the size of the company or their background, online, like you said, their number one focus is the product, which we want it to be, by the way. We don't want them to have to become e-commerce, experts to reach an audience and to get their product out there. And then the few that maybe do make it, let's just say, to the shelf space in a Whole Foods or something like that, that takes time. So if you're thinking about, when I think about what it takes for that one thing that I discover maybe once a month that I'm like, oh, this looks new. Have I seen this? This might be a healthy alternative to something else I'm doing. That's few and far in between.
Yeah, no, and part of the frustrating thing is that a lot of small companies, that's their dreams. I'm going to get into Whole Foods. But that's just another step. Because once you're in Whole Foods, okay, now you've got 2 slots, bottom row. You're doing. Now you've got to compete. At the end of the quarter or to the year, the Whole Foods is going to look at, what's the turnover rate? Who bought this? Who bought that? What can you say? You can't put advertising out there. You can't afford to buy media. And that's actually a big part of what we accomplish for brands. When we do these promotions, we create exposure out there. So you'll see a gift card for Carmen Nuts. Okay, that sounds cool. What's Carmen Nuts? And you might not even remember that. Hopefully you do, and you try it, and then you're hooked. But even if you don't, now when you're walking down the aisles, you're like, oh, wait, yeah, I heard of that, as opposed to you never saw it before. And we don't think this, but if something looks familiar, even if we don't know why it looks familiar, we're far more likely to pick it up off the shelf.
100%, and it gets me every time. I'm like, oh, I don't know where that came from, but I think I want it. I'm in. This is awesome, Pete. So that being said, so final question, 2-part question. If somebody's out there and they're a brand and they're looking to, talk to your company more about, a product they have that may fit the needs of your membership base, or if somebody is a consumer and they just want to join and they want to get a membership and they want to start benefiting from what Healthy Finds is doing, how do people connect?
So, the easiest way is just our website. It's just healthy-finds.com. You can also look us up on Facebook or on Instagram. I think we're team_healthy_finds. But the website, honestly, has the most information out there. And, we are looking to be a matchmaker. So we are looking for both. We look for 3 things, really. We look for the consumer. We look for influencers who are out there who have a following, who we can usually spark long-term relationships with because we can have a different product they can talk about every month for a year. And we work with all kinds of brands. We have brands that we work with where they're shipping out of their second bedroom, and we have brands that we work with who are in every store you walk into, you'll find their product. And, we'll look for everyone in between.
Man, that's exciting. Well, Pete, thanks again for coming on the show today. Big fan of what you're doing over at Healthy Finds. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Fitness, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Pete, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Adam.